very good day and a pleasant day to all of you. As part of the TS25 International Colloquium, I, Mr. Alvin Wong, with my partner, Mr. Maling Anacharang, we are privileged to be your moderator for this slot of TS25 Showcase session. Today, we are grateful to share with all of you viewers out there an interesting topic entitled From Supervision to Supervision for Super Teachers in the Future. An interesting topic indeed. So before we proceed with the talk today, I would like to introduce to all of you our distinguished guest of honor, Dr. Fanny Koo Chiet, as our speaker for today's session. Here's a short biodata on her. She is a senior lecturer for the Department of Educational Management, Faculty of Management and Economy, Sultan Idris Education University, Tanjung Malim Perak. Graduating with her PhD in Education Management, I am excited. The both of us are excited. I, Mr. Alvin Wong, and Mr. Maning Encharang, your moderator, the both of us, we feel very excited to have this slot with Dr. Fanny Koo to discuss and also share about her views on super teachers and how we can achieve the aims and also the capabilities to be a super teacher. So, without further ado, let's invite Dr. Fanny Koo to this sharing session today, everyone. Give her a round of applause.
Hi, hello everyone, and welcome for today's sessions. I'm glad to be here and to be with all of you, and thank you for your time. Thank you for your participations with us this evening. Okay, actually the session is quite what we call just relax. You don't have to stress yourself. You just enjoy the sessions. Okay, all of you. I have to off for a while to get my line stable. Okay. I will on and off just to get the line because I'm worried if I keep on put the camera on, I might have problem to get connected for longer hours. Okay. So today we will be looking at the questions. Okay, the questions on how to be a super teacher. You can see on the slide. I believe all of you can guess who he is. You like to be like him? You can fly. You can go anywhere. You can see far ahead. You can think far ahead. You can be committed to your work. You can just move on even though there's challenges in front of you. So actually the questions, how to be a super teacher, is taken from the title, from the sessions, from the topic given to me. From supervision to supervision for super teacher in the future. So I transform it into questions. How to be a super teacher in VUCA world. I believe all of you have heard about VUCA, the acronym of volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. Okay, now what we see for VUCA is what we see for future. When we look at VUCA, we're actually looking at our future. Okay, I have to follow. Now, as you've heard, I did mention about VUCA. So simple advice is just remember VUCA as your future. A world full of volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. Well, In other words, it's actually what we call is a combinations of qualities that taken together to characterize the nature of some difficult situations or conditions that we might have in the future, especially as teacher. What more to say, as a super teacher. So, as a super teacher, you should have the strength to face and to overcome all the challenges in front of you. Okay? As we all know, the situation, the condition, the pandemic that we are having at the moment, the COVID-19. But before that, all of you should have a supervision of how would you like to be if you have the thought or you have the supervisions to be a super teacher. You can see in the slide. I believe all of you can see clearly. And I believe all of you wish to be like him. Have the freedom to fly, have the effort to fly, and have the willing to fly and brave enough to fly. So would you like to be like him? I believe so.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes,
Yeah. Only to Alvin, yes. Or Mr. Alvin, yes. What about others? I believe yes for others as well. Okay. Now, just a brief idea. A super teacher is a teacher who is willing to share, okay, to share effective and innovative instructional practices, and a teacher who is willing to lead other teachers to achieve or whichever standards, okay, which is higher than the expectations. Let's say we just give example as standards or high standards for classroom instructional practices and the success of you, of all of us, to deliver our lesson to our lovely students. Okay. Another thing, a super teacher is also always helps the students to achieve what the students aim for, or we should say the personal goals, and also what they have favored for, and what they wish to get for the success in their academics. A super teacher will try their best to help them, and I believe all of you too. So therefore, a super teacher is also a teacher who is always favorable by the students. And I believe all of you too. But sometimes might be unfavorable by our colleagues. Well, as you can see, many students following us and not many following them, especially during break hours or early in the morning or during the recess or when the session ended for the day. We can see students are surrounding us, calling us. Cikgu Alvin, Cikgu Marlene, Cikgu Morgan, Cikgu Nabila, and so on. You will feel very happy, very calm, because your students are very close to you. When they call you means they respect you. They want to be with you, they want to be near you, and they want you to notice them. that they love you. So not every teacher will have the opportunity for the students to call them. Okay? Then once you notice a few students start to call you, you will see a few more following them. Day by day, there will be more students surrounding you. And you start to make difference among you and other teachers. Okay? Now, what I would like to share is the characteristics of a super teacher. I will share with all of you tactics, how a super teacher should be, what are the characteristics that a super teacher should have or portray, or what we normally notice. You can see in the picture, in the slides, where do you think he will fly? Do you think he's going to fly just to the normal destinations, landed where every teacher can be there? Or do you think, hold on, huh? Or do you think he, the super teacher, will go beyond his capability? He will go beyond and above his daily routine. As a teacher, he will be able to lead his colleagues or other teachers to improve the performance of the lovely students and also the school achievement. Okay? And look at the graphic carefully. You can see the arrow ahead. Okay? A very big arrow. And a super teacher is on the arrow. The arrow is further ahead than him. But he's still trying his best to reach his destination. In other words, he will also try to bring his colleagues or other teachers to be with him, to lead other teachers, and other teachers lead other teachers again to achieve the goal of the school visions, especially the students' academic performance. That is what a super teacher will do. First thing, he will lead the colleagues. Okay, next one. Let's see. What will you think a super teacher would do? What can you see? INSPIRE. Inspire.
Yes, inspire.
Okay? Inspire is what we call one of the characteristics that the leader should have, which means a super teacher should have to. A super teacher is also an instructional leader in the classroom, in the school, and even in the States. Okay? What they're going to do is they will indirectly inspire other teachers that they met anywhere in schools, anywhere in the office, or maybe anyway during classes, Indirectly, they also inspire students to learn. Okay, when they meet the students, they meet the colleagues, they meet the friends, the way they talk, the way they bring themselves, the way they approach you will make you inspired because of the inspirational characteristic that they display, that they have. Okay, and for this, I did write in uh, my first book that I published last year in 2020. In the book, I did write how a leader or a super teacher would inspire others. Okay, that's another characteristic that we should see, or what, or a super teacher would have with him. The second characteristic. Okay, then let's look at the third one, see whether you can guess. Yes, committed. A super teacher is a teacher who is always committed. Okay, what and how? A super teacher is the one who will never give up. He will put his full commitment to accomplish whichever official matters given to him. He will also be the first one to arrive in schools and the last one to leave the school. Not only that, whatever official matters that he's dealing with, he will try to accomplish them with full of commitment. And what would the next characteristic be? What do you think? Take it away. What do you think the next one would be?
Just now we have already discussed about being inspiring, being committed,
Mhm.
maybe dedicated. Dedication is one of it, perhaps.
That could be, and could be others. Okay, you're more closely actually. You are quite close. So the next one is, I try to press, yes.
Oh, okay, yes. Proactive.
Yes. Proactive and dedicated, they are best friend. Right? A super teacher who is dedicated in his work is also proactive in his work. He will always willing to accept any challenges in front, and he will also always welcome the challenges in front of him. He won't bother. What he knows, he will accept and he will overcome. That's it. And he treats the challenges as the opportunities for him to grow and be more a better person, a better teacher, and of course, a super teacher in the future. That will be proactive. The fourth one. What do you think the fifth one? Let's try. You might be very surprised. Why the author training only use the graphic, only use pictures? in her slides. Not even a single words. Let's see, what do you understand about this picture?
Anyone else would like to try?
Yes, anyone else? Just try. Have you ever seen this picture before?
It's like
Seems to be
creative,
very, yeah,
it's like
creative.
creative. Uh,
Hmm?
This is from
Okay, try again. Try again.
Okay.
Okay, nobody
I
else.
would,
No.
for me, I would say because this is an energizer battery, so it's maybe feeling energetic, being energetic.
You're very clever too. You're very close. Very close.
Energized?
Flexible, flexibility.
Flexibility. Okay. What else? All of you are very close.
Anyone else would like to try?
Yeah, just right. It's just a picture. Doesn't matter if you get it wrong. Just try.
Yes.
Okay, we give two more trial for any one of you.
We have energized, we have flexible.
Yeah.
Anyone else would like to try?
Mm-hmm. Jagu Maling, where are you? Would you like to try? Uh-oh.
Maling is actually on his way back.
I see.
To go for, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Multitasking while having this session.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what about others? Anybody else would like to try? It is very close to energetic. It's there actually. The word is very close. So this is what a super teacher will show, will be actually perform. This is how he's going to perform. And he doesn't care. Okay, give you another clue. Like what I used to do, like what I always be. I think my students are able to answer. It means I don't care about whatever channels I'm having, or if we have a low internet bandwidth, what am I going to do? So that is a characteristic that shown by that image, that graphic, or that picture. Anybody, please?
Dynamic?
Anybody? Anybody?
How about dynamic?
Anybody? A little bit. All right. What about the audience? Any one of you, please try. It also took time now for me to choose whichever graphic that I can use to show the characteristic of a super teacher. So eager to know, right? But when this only show us the graphic and he's talking about the graphic, he's talking about the picture, and he asks us to guess. Well, there is what we can do in order to get the what you call intentions um, from our students to take part in our lessons. We're trying to get their attention on what we are bringing into the classroom or into the sessions or into the online sessions. Then from there, we will get them to be with you throughout the sessions and try not to give too many words. Try not to give very complicated, what you call a graphic. Try to show them that they can see every day. Okay, uh, but they might seldom see, but it is surrounding them. And so that's why this graphic, this picture, this image has been chosen to show all of you that another characteristic of a super teacher is always ever ready for everything. Ever ready. See? So that is the logo for the battery. the ever-ready battery. We have energizer, right? It's closely.
Ever ready.
It's actually ever ready. So that is how a super teacher brings himself. A super teacher is always prepared, okay, always ever ready with plan B, plan C, and might stop at plan D the most. If until plan D doesn't work, the super teacher will quickly think of other alternative. As long as he's able, okay, to overcome the situation, and it still proceed with what had been planned. So that is why it's very important for us to have, this kind of plan, plan B, plan C, plan D, when we are having or when we are planning for some activities or even with our students. You had planned or we had planned for certain, project, for certain topics, for certain themes, but it turned out to be during the day itself, it is not suitable because the student couldn't get the skill that you're trying to teach. So instead of project, you can use other type of activities for you to teach your students in order to get them understand or to acquire or to master the skills that you're trying to teach. Only then the objectives is achieved. We have ready, guessing. Let's try. Next one. Another arrow coming up. Just now we saw the first arrow. Go beyond. Go above and go beyond actually. This time it turned out to be another arrow with the green, but the arrow is heading forward with the two words. Think ahead. Think ahead will help you to foresee or will help us to foresee what is in front of us. Maybe in, let's say, what you would predict based on the current situations. You have to try to foresee a situations and try to think, okay, if the situation will happen in this way, what will be the cost? Okay, then a super teacher will have to thinking for oh, hold on, I have to connect the battery.
It's okay, that's it. It's okay,
Yes.
take your time.
Okay. Okay, a super teacher will switch his thinking. If he see that it's go towards a negative, what he foresees towards a negative, he will try to change his mindset to make it as a, you know, uh, give him more alert and make him to prepare and make him expecting for the worst. He knows it's going to happen like this, but he still have to know. I mean, to make him move forward. Let's say the current situation that we're having now, cases increase drastically day by day. And we're having online session ongoing day by day. And we keep on doing or using the same tools, the same apps, the same approach. And you could foresee that. I mean, a super teacher will foresee that, I know my student will get bored. You know, I know my student will try to escape during my sessions. So a super teacher will foresee all these circumstances. So he knows that it's going to be like that. It's going to happen in that way. So what a super teacher will do is to encourage himself. He knows that if he didn't do something, it will be happening as he expected. Okay? So, in other words, a super teacher is someone who is always hoping for the best, even though he knows it's going to happen that way. But he hopes that he would come up with some initiative, uh, to cover the situation where he thinks or where he could foresee that the students might feel bored. So before the students complained, a super teacher would definitely do something, hoping that it won't happen that way. It means a super teacher must always think far ahead. That will be the sixth characteristics of a super teacher. What do you think the next one? Another graphic. And Dr. Van is talking about the graphics, talking about the picture, talking about the image. Let's see. It's stated there how a super teacher see himself. You see the slides? Self. In other words, awareness. Self-awareness. Self-awareness. So a super teacher always aware of his own power. Normally he will have super power. Normally he will have some power that other teachers might not have or might less having. And he is aware that he has it. So what the super teacher would do is he will try to make full use or utilize his power wisely. The power in the term of the strength. Okay, we always use the word strength. The strength of a teacher. The strength of a super teacher. Okay, a super teacher is always what we call a super teacher is always aware that he is always being observed by the 40 pair of eyes, regardless of online or face to face. In other words, a super teacher always bear in mind, always aware every single steps that he's making has been observed by the 40 eyes. 40 pair of eyes. Now, who do you think having that 40 pair of eyes? Who are they? Anybody? Who do you think? Who is Dr. May talking about the 40 pairs of eyes? Who are they? Anybody would like to guess? Who do you think the 40 pairs of eyes are? Anybody?
It's a big class, maybe it's all the students, maybe.
Yeah, the students. Yes, you're right. Congratulations. You you're hitting to the point.
Yeah.
Where are the students? So a super teacher is always aware because he knows that, you know, the owner of the 40 pair of eyes will definitely, bring back or share what is happening in the classroom, what's happening in the schools, or what is happening around him when he is in schools. So a super teacher is always aware of that. He knows that the 40 pairs of eyes will go back home and share with their friends or their siblings, their parents, or even their relatives of their experience in schools. So, a super teacher will always tell himself, I know I've been washed by the 40 pairs of eyes. I have to do what I'm supposed to do. I have to perform how I'm supposed to perform as an effective teacher or as an effective instructional leader in the classroom. Okay. That is a story of self-awareness. The characteristics of number 7. What about the next one? Ah, what is that? There's geography. What do you understand? Anyone? What do you understand? The word capable.
Capability. Having
Yes.
lots of capability.
Yes. Capable.
A teacher should be capable of thinking of anything and everything or doing in action with all the capability he or she has, maybe.
Yes.
Yes, very good.
Indeed. Very good.
Thank you.
A very good explanation. A very good, what you call, view from the word, from the image capable that you can see. So that will be characteristic for number 8. Now, what is it that I'm trying to bring for this characteristic? I will give a very brief example. What we always have when we have a lot of work to do. Even the students, they have a lot of tasks, the assignments they have to accomplish, they have to complete within the limitation of time. Same as us, we have very important tasks, official tasks, documentations that we need to complete within a very limited of time. We tend to get stressed. So a super teacher will have the capability, or I should say, always have the capability to manage his own stress, and he's trying his best to reduce the stress that he's having. He knows there's no way to avoid stress, but there's a way to manage stress, and there's a way to reduce the stress. So this is what a super teacher always do. He knows it's impossible in this world to avoid stress. You will have, all of us will have even a little bit of stress. This stress, there is a stress there. We can't avoid it, but we can manage it and we can try to reduce it. Okay? So what I'm trying to say here is normally a super teacher will try to manage the stress, um, especially at work, especially in schools. And he's not going to bring back his stress to home. He manage it. It's school stress, stress regarding my work. It stopped here. I shouldn't bring it back home. So in future, okay, tomorrow I'll try to reduce the stress. So this is what the supervision will do. And will always do to manage his own stress at work. The stress might caused by the by the society around him. It's not only by the official matters, by the work, by his daily routine. No, it could be from his surrounding, from the society, from the community. What he do is he just try his best to manage and reduce the stress. So capable is the 8 characteristic that a super teacher always portrays. Let's see what is the second last characteristic of a super teacher. Oh, colorful. How many letters are there? B, R, A, V, E.
Right.
5 letters. Start with the letter B, end up with the letter E. What would you think a super teacher would be? Definitely, you can see very clearly on the slides. Always be brave. In terms of what? Very simple example. Be brave in making any decisions. Uh, be brave in making a difference in him. He's doing something that other teachers rarely do. He's be brave to try new things. He's be brave in choosing whichever materials that he thinks is most suitable for him to use, especially in the conditions that we are having now, the global pandemic. What a super teacher would use or would try to use or be brave to use is to search for as many as possible the free apps, the free online apps or digital tools that he can use. Or he would be the first one to try to use it with his students. Even though the tools or the apps is normally being used in business world, not in educational world. But a super teacher will be brave enough to try. Okay, this is used in business. Why not I try to use it with my students? In business, by having it, I'll give an example, they might have the apps or the digital tools for having meetings or for them to, alliance with each other or for them to update whichever matters that everyone in the organization should be aware of. So a super teacher will use this kind, be brave to try apps, tools that not been tried yet or rarely been tried for the online classes, or what we call is a home-based learning. The super teacher doesn't care. He is brave enough to be the first one to try. If it doesn't work, doesn't matter. Most important is brave to choose, to search, to explore, to try whatever free apps, free online apps, free digital tools that he could find mind. That will be the second last of the characteristic of a super teacher. Breath. A super teacher is a breath teacher. Last but not least, what would you think a characteristic a super teacher would have? Well, let me give you some idea. Idea. And see in front of you the idea. How do you come up with this idea? Something that is different. Something that it has been imposed new things. It has been transformed into another, another products, another objects based on what we have, or what we normally have. So this kind of idea will be produced by the super teacher who is ... Anybody would like to fill in the dot? This is the last one.
Anyone else would like to try?
Anyone else? Morgan. Would you like to try, Morgan? Are you online, Morgan? Anybody else would like to try? This image, this graphic, the description has been mentioned by one of you earlier on.
Flexible, being creative, or innovative, something like that.
Yes, exactly. Congratulations, Mr. Alvin.
Yeah, thank you.
Indeed, a super teacher is a creative and innovative teacher in applying cybergogical approach. Has been connected to my, the 9 characteristics early on. So during this pandemic, this global pandemic that all of us are facing, a super teacher faced it with full of creative and innovative idea. So what he's going to do with it? How creative he is, how innovative he would be. Okay? Everything as related to my previous explanation, where a super teacher is always creative in finding out, typing in whatever apps he thinks that maybe the Google has it. Maybe the Google will have some info on this. Let me try using this name, using that name. So it means a super teacher will come up with an idea to search for the free online apps and the digital tools that he might think he would have it. But what he needs to do is he needs to explore more. But how is he going to explore more? There, his creative thinking comes into the picture. It's not as easy as we think, but it is not impossible. It's possible. So what he does, he will always, try to think something different. In other words, try to apply his creative idea, and he tried to search for some free apps, free online apps or free digital tools that he can use. But the tools the apps must be the apps that will bring interest to the students and to he himself. when he uses or when he applies online with the students. This is what we used to hear. Sometimes some educator come up with a new apps, a new tools, a new online tools, and started to share. So this is what a super teacher always do also, particularly in the global pandemic that we're having now. Okay? And he also knows, back to the story of the 40 pairs of eyes, he knows that he is observed by these 40 pairs of eyes. He knows that they're expecting him to come up with, with something new, some unique approach that a super teacher would bring or will apply in the online classes or home-based learning or home-based teaching and learning. The students will have, expectation, eager to know and waiting what is he going to use in our next sessions. So a super teacher will always creative and use as many kinds of apps that is suitable for him and his students to use. I have my own sharing of this on what type or what kinds of free online apps or messenger apps that we can use to teach, to bring all of our students together with us, so nobody is left behind. And this is also what a super teacher will always do. Now, so far, can anybody tell me how many characteristics that I have shared with all of you about a super teacher? How many?
Anyone would like to try?
Anybody? How many we have altogether? Let's see. How many?
Okay. Was it 12? Was it 13? Or was it 14? It's around there. Anyone would like to try?
They just prefer, they're very shy actually.
It's okay.
They're very shy. Well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So, there are actually 10 main characteristics that a super teacher always practice or always have or always portray or always bear in mind. I must have this, I should perform like this, I must be aware of this, I must be capable of, I must always think far ahead, I must always go beyond, I cannot always be as where I always be. Only then the super teacher will reach his supervision. Okay? From his supervision to his supervision on his own. He supervises what he has, how he should be, what he shouldn't be, or what he shouldn't do, or how he should be better. So he is trying to make himself as as a mentor to himself, as a teacher to himself, so that he will be, he will be as what his supervision be, what he wished to be from his supervision. Then he will reach, of course, he will reach his destinations as a super teacher in VUCA world, the world full of volatility. That is V. What about you? U stands for
Uncertainty.
good. Uncertainty.
Yeah.
C.
Complexity. Complex.
Course, complexity. And the last one is
Is
ambiguity. Yes, VUCA world. So that is where all of us, an educator, should think ahead. We must have that supervision in us. Now, so far, you have heard my sharings on characteristics of a super teacher. What do you think the next things I would like to share? I'm just talking based on the picture, huh? Everybody keep talking about the graphic, the picture, the graphic, the images, and we just listen to her and we respond to her. How did she able to do it? She just showed us the graphic. She just showed us the image. Her slide is on images, graphic, pictures. What do you think? Can you use this technique to teach your students? Do you think you can use it? Is it possible for you to use it?
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Because if depending with our audience, for example, if it's even small student like small primary school students,
Mm-hmm.
even us at the age of 20 years above, we will all be very attracted to see something that are visual
Yes.
in form of images.
And colorful,
Yes, and colorful as well.
right? Then the idea will develop from there.
Mhm.
Okay, it's not possible. But you have to be creative. You have to be innovative in searching for the most suitable picture that you use. Okay, especially when you use it to get the attention of a 4 to 6 years old young children who is in their what you call preschools. These are the age that really need your attention. You must use ample of pictures because normally this age they like to see colorful things. They like to see new object, new things. They have seen it before, but you choose another picture with another color, with a little bit of changes of changes here and there on the graphic, and that they will like to add up more. This is how you get the interest of your students, even from 7 years onwards. In other words, try to practice fun learning, even in secondary schools. Okay, now talking about preschools, I developed a model where it can be used by school teachers from preschools, primary schools, or even secondary schools, where teachers themselves can develop their creative and innovative thinking skills as well. So the activities there is based on very basic one, is based on what you call the basic science process skills from preschools, based on preschool curriculum. Okay, from there, teachers can slowly develop their creative thinking skills and they will bring to the classroom. In other words, why I'm talking about preschools. If you think, if you think wisely, the real picture of preschool teachers, they perform by themselves. The preschool teacher will teach a few subjects by themselves. So this is where we can see characteristics of, foundations of a super teacher. Now, what would happen if, if preschool teachers unable to perform or unable to think creatively and get some innovative idea to come up with some innovative instructions? How do you think the students or the young children would be? Do you think they will be with them?
It will not be possible because it is very important for us, especially the preschool teachers, to build a foundation at the very beginning of their age,
Yes.
so that they can get along or they can understand something that is creative and innovative at a very young age before they proceed on with their life at a higher education level. That's what we mean.
Yes. It's very important actually. Um, so basically, this module will bring, start from preschool level teachers, uh, you know, gearing towards super teacher. And this interactive module will also applicable for primary school teachers and also secondary school teachers. You know, once you're able to get the idea from the module, you will tend to have the intention. You will be inspired to see more. Hey, why I never noticed there's such a, you know, there's so many free online apps that you can use to teach. So it starts from there. The model will tell you, will guide you how you should start off, how you should make your first move to explore as many as possible the free online apps that you can use to teach online or for your home-based teaching and learning. It is very important in this time where we can see that, you know, the pandemic, the global pandemic that we are having, make us think far ahead. We have to be ever ready with some other free online apps or digital tools that you can use to teach. So this is what a super teacher is currently doing or putting effort on. They have, they'll put what they call sort of KPI to themselves. Okay, this week I want to explore at least, you know, at least I'm able to explore at least one, or maybe in 2 weeks' time, at least one free online apps that I might use or I can use to teach my students. Or maybe this month I must have at least an idea of how I could explore more on whatever free apps that I can use to teach my students online in the future. Since the current situations make us to be have a very good rapport with online apps, digital tools for us to use to teach, for us to bring our students' attention to us. Because we always listen, we always heard that, you know, I give examples. Okay, I give a very simple examples. Children at the age of 4 to 6 years old, they don't like to sit still in front of the computer, or they don't like. They try to avoid them. Sometimes they pretend that they're sleeping or whatever. And also the apps. They don't like, every time that they're using the same app, giving work, giving tasks, using parents' phone, using WhatsApp or Google Form. They they are the type that they like some hands-on activities. So definitely, this kind of age will need you to be a supervision. You must find a way how you can bring your students with you, waiting for your sessions every time. Is it possible to do so? Do you think it's possible for you to do so? It is possible.
It is possible.
Yes, it is possible. Does that a super teacher do? That what a super teacher does. That what a super teacher did. Okay. What about the next things? I've talked about characteristics of a super teacher. What do you think the next slide would be? What do you see? That is how a super teacher brings himself into the VUCA world with all the images, with all the information surrounding him. And yet, he is always ever ready to fly. See? Don't you think all the images are surrounding him now? First, the super teacher just planned. He's planning nothing. But he already had his supervision to fly. That's why the first slide shows only an image of a super teacher with nothing around him. But what he has is the supervision. He's looking far ahead and he wants to fly. He wants to reach his destination. So what he's going to do? All 10 characteristics that he should have. Next. Ah, what are those? What you could see, what all of you have seen now displayed is the survey made. It is what I do. So what I'm going to do now, from now onward, I'm going to share with all of you how I bring my students with me in tertiary level, university, how I conduct my sessions, what did I do, how do I perform, what is my supervision. I have my supervisions. Now before that, let me share with you about, what I should say, once I was a teacher. Okay, I had been served as a school teacher for 18 years. I started off from primary schools. Okay, then from primary schools, I have a great jump. As an ordinary primary school teacher, I jumped into university lecturer, where I am now. In order to reach my destinations, I had faced a lot of challenges. I had faced, a lot of worst scenario, but I never give up. Excuse me. I move forward. I overcome whatever obstacles I'm having just to reach my supervisions. So when before I switched to Ministry of Higher Educations, I had resigned from Ministry of Education Malaysia on the 30th of May, 2017. I switched, to Ministry of Higher Educations on the 1st of May 2017. And as we know, 1st of May is public holiday. It's Labor Day. So I report duty on the 2nd of May in Sultan Idris Education University. So the first time I stepped in to university, to UPSI, or to certain education university, I already have my supervision. The moment I stepped in, I tell myself I wanted to bring some new things. I wanted to bring some changes. But how, where, when? Then I started to observe. Okay, I started to observe my surrounding. I started to observe how how the what you call the instructional practices has been conducted in university. What do the lecturers do? How do the lecturers bring their students? Then from there I get the idea. So this is actually my supervision. I don't want to use this anyway. I don't want to use this lecture. You know, I don't want to use the technique of giving lecture to the students. No, I don't like it. It doesn't work. It's not effective. I mean, that is my opinion, based on what I observe. Um, Another thing is, I'm asking myself, what am I going to do when I've been given a schedule? How am I going to perform? How how different am I going to be? Then I started to bring some differences in um, UPSI. Start from the way I bring the student the way I teach. I start off with the word lecture. I deleted the word lecture from my dictionary of teaching and learning practices in UPSI. I changed the word lecture to interactive sharing sessions. My students are with me now. I never used the word lecture. Am I right? Are they still with us? Anybody respond, please? Did I ever use the word lecture? Having our lecture? Did I?
No, doctor.
See? Never. I never used the word lecture. I always share. I always bring my student to be with me. We share whatever input, okay, we share whatever knowledge that we can, and I encourage students to share among themselves, and I share with them, what they should know and how they should perform and how they could overcome certain challenges if they happen to have it, in real world when they perform or in schools. So that is what I always reminded my students. I try to bring my students to see far ahead, to think far ahead, and to be ever ready of whatever circumstances they have or they might face in the future. So what I did after I received the schedule to teach, um, in 2018, 2017, because I joined, half yearly, so I do not have my courses yet. So towards the end, I received my schedule. So what I did, I didn't start off my lesson directly. No, I did not. I did survey. Okay, I just use a very simple ways to do the survey. Just use free apps, phone apps, Telegram. Okay. Now, how do I get the student's phone's number? Because they register, so I have the particular. Then I start to create the groups. Okay. Then from there, I start off the first month by doing the survey. I did not teach directly. First thing that came into my mind that time was how many students able to get connected with me if I would like to conduct my sessions without meeting them face to face. I mean, without being in the lecture room, without being in, in the campus. I mean, without being face to face with them. How many of them were able to connect to me if I wanted to conduct my sessions in that way? So I did the survey. So when I receive the input from the students, I have to sort out how many of them having the range of internet bandwidth, good, moderate, and high. So they have all these. Then they share with me. That time, even though they are staying in the campus, some of them are staying, somewhere nearby the campus, it doesn't mean they have stable internet connection. No. So what I did the survey. Then from the survey, I started to decide to give a few choices of messengers apps and digital tools that is used that is convenience for all my students. I did not decide. My students were the one who decide whichever tools, whichever messages apps that the student able to get access to. And that's what I did. Then, upon agreement of everyone, we use accordingly. So this is a sample of the survey. Okay, this is one of it, but it's not during this time. I have a few more, but I just share it with you about a few of them. Okay, now these are the survey. As you can see, most of the lecturers in USI are using Google Meet. Okay, Google Meet all the way. Rarely we see the word Telegram. Even if we see the word Telegram, it's actually returned by my students because of my suggestions. Okay, but they did have their lecturers who advised them to use Telegram, but they haven't started yet. But they just write down, and most of the time, they're using WhatsApps, and after that, email. That's all, and face to face in the lecture room. Now, from there, from the results of my survey, I noticed most of my students have low internet bandwidth, or some of them mention that they don't have unless they go to a certain area just to get the internet access. And again, it doesn't mean they will have it stable at that time, but they just put in effort. So what we did, okay, we tried to come up with apps or message apps that's accessible in a rural area. So my suggestion was given to them was Telegram. Okay. Now, how did I get the idea of Telegram? I had tried it. Okay? I had tried it by myself. I tried to get connected to relatives using the telegrams. Then I explore. I read more. I explore more on how to use Telegram to teach and what concept I should have. My concept is very simple. Whatever tools I'm using, I must make sure one thing. Nobody is left behind. None of my students is allowed to be left behind. It means every sessions, I must make sure my students are with me. So what I did, I will call the student first to check in. Okay, so I decided and we all agreed to use Telegram. So we started to use. From the first day. What the student did was, one of them climb the water tank. Climb up the water tank is actually very risky. I'm very worried actually. Every time, until the end of the semester, then I could breathe, relaxingly because it is very dangerous for a student to climb up the water tank just to get connected. So we always give time for this student to check in into our session. I will call the students. So I saw, and I have quite a number of them. I think I have around 90 plus of them. So I couldn't remember their names, but I just give them recording. So I will call them according to the recording, the one that has, the problems to get connected. That is the first one, the priority that I will call into my sessions. Even though we can't talk, we can't communicate directly, we can't see each other's face, but the teaching and learning must go on. Okay? So that times, lesson conducted very silent, no talking, no nothing, because it all depends on my students' situations. If I ask them, if I use another way, using Telegram, I'm using, let's say if I use Telegram, I use Google Meet in the Telegram, definitely my student couldn't reach me. They were left behind. So I don't want to do that. I use a very simple mean just to get connected. I'm the one who's going to give them the video. Sometimes I do the recording, okay, and give them video, give them times, maybe 1 week before the session started. Give them time to explore. Then I will start the lesson. So as time goes by, my students are all get used to it. So every session we will wait for the friends. There are 2 of them. One actually always having problems that couldn't get the internet access. So this student has checked in, then we start our first session with agreement of everyone. And our session is conducted in a very flexible manner. No stress. Just read, okay, we just discuss, we just come up with some important points on whichever they need to learn based on the course performer. That's it. Okay. Then the next lesson, we just talk a little bit about it. Then the student will be given another task for them to prepare before the next sessions. And students with low internet bandwidth will have the time, to go to the area where they can get access to it, where they can download the materials given by the lecturer, and they are also ready for the sessions. Some of them, okay, even see proof, show the picture. Okay, doctor, I'm already here. We may start now. I'm checking in now. I'm here. So as you can see on the slide, this is just a few examples that I share with all of you. How I get connected to my students with low, or I should say, no internet access. How I bring them to put in their effort. This is the secret. You must teach from your heart. You must deliver, your lesson from your heart. Then it will reach to the student. The student will automatically put in effort to be with you in your sessions because they know you respect them, they respect you as well. So that's what we should do as a super teacher. Okay, next. This also, okay, the place where the student could get internet access. It means this is not at his own house. It's somewhere. It just be somewhere that he can be as long as he is able to be with us and he's not left behind. These are the few examples. And some of them even by the river. Okay? Try to get connected to me by the river. As long as it's lined, then we start off the sessions. And you can see how another way for me to get connected to my students and to avoid my students from giving any excuses, I try to get hold of them through Google Earth. Tell me where is your location. I zoom in using Google Earth. Okay, there the student knows you're really concerned about them. Sure, they will give a full cooperation to you. These are some of the conversations. And you can see from the conversations, the students are not stressful. They're enjoying the sessions. Dr. Fanny is the only lecturer using Telegram to teach that time. While other lecturers were using Google Meet. And Dr. Fanny kept on using Telegram from the beginning of the semester until the end of the semester. Smoothly, with no students left behind. For the exam, I did not bar anyone. Every student is eligible to sit for the exams. The attendance is full. How? The same students being barred, being stopped from sitting for the final exam because the students always didn't turn up during the sessions. But the student turned up during my session, my class, and I had evidence for it when the unit cross-checked with me. Doctor, are you sure that this student is eligible to sit for the exam? I said, what's the problem? They said, because in other two courses, this student being barred, not eligible to sit for the exam because the student never turned up during the session. My goodness. I had the evidence. The students always be with me, always be with us during the sessions. So I showed them the evidence. Okay. Then I wrote down in the report of, during our week 8 report, I wrote down attendance is more than 80%, and for my time, that time is actually I should say 100% because all my students turn up during my sessions. I don't have problem with their attendance at all. See? So these few, if you see, a few conversations shows that how dedicated they are, how committed they are, and how joyful they are in being with us, being with me for my course. Okay, and you can see that I'm actually starting my session by doing some survey first. And the conversations also shows that how appreciated they are because I give priority to them to choose, and based on the situation, we decided on what platform, what means, or what apps that we're going to use throughout the semester to ensure everyone with us. Nobody is left behind. So these are the few examples that you can see. Whichever emoji given by them shows that they are relaxing, they're enjoying the sessions. Even though we didn't meet, we didn't see, we cannot freely, on and off camera, no. Why? Because I consider my student situation. I can just say, okay, let us just use Google Meet. I can do that. But why I did not do that? Simple as that. My principle is none of my students to be allowed to be left behind. Everybody must be with me during the sessions. Even though sometimes the line is not stable, in, out, cut off, and coming back, it doesn't care. I don't care. It doesn't matter. As long as the students is with me. And for the students who have problems with internet access, so what I did is I get hold of the university to send. Okay, we did. All of us did. We sent whichever materials that they should have in a thumb drive, and the university sent to them to the address given by the students. Same things for the what you call for final exam, I give ample time for my students to submit to me, especially those who have problem with internet access. I give them even 1 week extra time. Just when they have time, they go to town, they upload. That's it. So in the end, everyone able to be with me successfully completed their course. Okay, as you can see now, the conversation by my students and me and among themselves. This is also another one, who have to be in a garden or in an area just to get the internet access, just to attend the sessions. How I bring my students to be committed is I show them how committed I am as their lecturer, as their teacher, to teach them. So once they understand, so they will perform. This is what we should do in our school children, in primary school, in preschool. We must show them how committed we are, how dedicated we are, and how we love them to learn. It will reach them. So we have to do it all from our heart. Okay? Once it reach their heart, we don't have problems. How to get the attention of my students to attend my session, we don't have to worry about that. They will wait for you. They will wait for us to do it now. Okay? Next. It's also how I did or what I did. I allocate my students actual allocations at the time of the sessions. If I notice the students are not giving me the sincere feedback, then I will keep on asking until the student give the accurate feedback. Then I zoom in through Google Earth. And my student will say, "Oh, no joke. I have to attend. I cannot lie. I have to be with other family and my friends these sessions." So that's how I bring my students together with me all the time. And surprisingly, after 2 years serving in the PSI, I received the award as Tokoh Nusantara, what we should say, an outstanding lecturer award. Just after, I should say, around 2 years serving UPSI. It was given by the former Vice Chancellor. Okay? This is the word that I had when I received it during Teachers' Day, Hari Guru, university level. Okay, these are the achievements. Okay, what I have, I took part in other competitions and I got some awards as well. And why I did this? Because I want my students to follow my footsteps. If I can take part in certain competition, why can't you? If I can be an outstanding lecturer, or I should say in the form of a super lecturer, why can't you be a super student, then a super teacher? This is the book I was mentioning earlier on. In this book, I wrote how or what the teacher should do in service teachers if they have ambition to lead the friends, to lead the other colleagues, or to lead the school in future. I wrote everything in this book in English. It's based on Malaysian educational setting. Okay, the book you can get from what you call online. These are the what you call this is the set, I should say the form that I received so far to show originality of the books I have published. And I'm currently expecting for the cert from my IPO to prove the originality that the books was written by me. This is the originality, the my IPO cert for the research that I had made. The research was made by me. The book was published by me to guide, to lead teachers, to lead every teachers on how to be a super teacher. That's all for me.
All right, congratulations, Dr. Penny, for the very great
Thank you.
sharing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So,
Anyone else would like to give feedback on this
yes,
session?
or I should ask,
Yeah.
how would you like to be? Okay, I start with you, Mr. Alvin.
Okay.
I start with you first. Um, do you ever have supervision, as I was mentioning to you? Once you get confirmations on your uh, profession as a teacher.
Yes, I do. Directly after I have my confirmation,
Mhm.
what I did was that I did my best to upgrade myself. I just completed my master degree back in early this year, just now, January 2021.
Oh,
I joined UKM.
congratulations.
Yeah, I joined UKM for my master degree, and I just completed it recently this year. So from there, I feel that I have that supervision, and I hope I'm not. I'm working towards it, and maybe one day, if it's God willing, I would like to apply to be a excellent teacher, guru Jubilan. Amen to that.
I mean, you will. So what you have to do is do not give up. Just go ahead, try to reach your supervisions.
Yeah. All right. Thank you
Okay.
very much. This session has been a very eye-opening session for all of us here.
What about our friend? Is that Mr. Marlin? If I'm not mistaken, because I had to, give the backup for my slides. I have two display slides here, so the image is very small, just to stabilize the line. So this is what I do. Okay.
Hi, Dr. Freddy. Nice to meet
Yeah.
you.
Hi.
I'm sorry for just now. I just using my phone online, so I just changed to my laptop so I can see your face clearly from here.
Let me try to increase the volume first. Hold on.
Okay,
I
better
can't.
here.
I can't really hear you. Hold on. Hold on. Let me increase first. Hold on.
Maybe move the microphone here. Okay. Good.
Okay. Can you see me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me clearly?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, I can hear you clearly now. So nice to meet you. Nice to see you. Okay, would you like to share with us what is your supervision of the first time, the moment you receive your confirmation?
Right. Okay. So first of all, I was in the teaching profession and almost
I'm sorry.
already sitting in few positions, starting from the school. Okay, already teacher, and moving to the senior assistant. I'm working with Alvin last time. Okay, and then 2019. Okay, I'm offered to become the ham. Okay, and then 2020. Okay, got transferred to the PPD after that. Okay, so to become the supervision, to be honest with you, doctor, I'm not the one who really in English last time. All right, my degree and my KPLI also not in English. All right. Okay, so it's a long journey for me. Okay, I'm starting sitting for the CPT last time, or then I will get to C1. Again, get offer also to go for the PITO, and then suddenly then convert to the English one. Okay,
Oh,
so
congratulations.
yeah,
Congratulations.
most of the people doesn't know my background actually. Okay, did you come from TESOL? No, I just come from the army teacher. All right, so
Yeah.
to become the super teacher and supervision, okay, basically for me it start with passion.
Yeah.
Okay, when we have our passion to do something, basically we are willing to sacrifice. We are brave enough. We are also able to generate our thinking to do, which is maybe better for us, but it will suit to all our people, especially our client. Okay, at least by the end of the time, at least our people can get something from our. All right, so uh, It's for me, as I mentioned to you before, okay, satisfaction is my end products. Okay, when I able to see or produce something, okay, it's really okay make me feel satisfied. All right. Okay, maybe
Yeah, it means if you try to do something, you will try to produce the best you can. If not,
yes,
just no need to start.
yeah,
It's something like
because
that.
yeah, because I mean, it's just like you when you're sharing, you start with the primary teacher. We also start from the bottom, all right? Okay, and it's at this age also for me it's quite young for me to stay in this position right now. Okay,
Mm.
actually, when you're asking me honestly, I must prefer to working. I deal with my student because I love teaching. I love English very
Oh,
much.
good.
Yeah,
Not
but
lovely. Yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
but maybe after this I will be moving to one step again. Okay, maybe I want to achieve more. Okay, after this, okay, maybe come back to school. Okay, and having kids also. Okay, having teaching the kids again. Okay, sharing with them all the knowledge that I know. So that is make me much more. How to say they want to explore more.
Much more
They
satisfied. Man.
because
Yeah.
last time, me and Abby last time, okay, in the same school, right? Okay, so
Yes.
just for
Mm.
1 year actually,
Just
doctor,
for 1 year.
Oh,
yeah, we're able to get the 100%
Yeah.
pass for this
excellent.
degree,
Awesome.
right?
Phil
So
Manning is a very great English teacher, I have to admit that. Even though his
Oh,
background is not in English as a teacher, but he really proves himself well, especially back in his primary school.
congratulations.
yeah,
Nice to hear.
I'm very, very inspired by him. Seriously.
it's just
Yes.
just to share with you also, doctor. Okay, I was teaching in Melanau village last time, which is in
Uh-huh.
Kedua, Selama Dua. So it took me for almost 6 years, okay, to build them, and then to I mean because I deal with four languages and
Uh-huh.
sounds right, and then
Uh,
going.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't really hear you.
Can you hear me clearly?
Okay, now I can hear you clearly.
Okay. So because I mean to become just to relate with a super teacher, right? Okay. So
Mhm.
last time teaching in Melanau village, okay, which is Pedalaman Dua. Okay.
Oh,
So
okay.
So daily, I will need to deal with four languages actually. Start with your own mother tongue, Malanao. Okay? Then
Oh, okay.
go,
Uh-huh.
go to the, the Sarawak dialect itself. Then go to the Bahasa Melayu. And the last one before the,
Sorry. Cannot hear you.
Tara, dah hilang.
Yeah,
Okay,
your
guys.
voice
okay.
on and off on and off.
Okay, can you hear me?
Okay, now I can hear
Uh,
you. Yeah.
okay. It just took me almost 6 years for me to develop their interest, to instill their interest, how important English is. Okay, we don't moving
Mhm.
out from this village, all it will be in English.
Mhm.
So as I shared to Evan last time, okay, when my in fourth, in fifth and 6 years, basically we're making a very great English. Basically, my English will be the 100% every year. Okay, I
Yes,
prove
it's
to
Oh,
them,
not.
excellent.
yes,
Awesome. Nice
I
to
can
hear.
prove to them that no matter what who background you are, either you are Malana, either you're Ibans, okay, if
Mm.
stuck with passion, yes, you can deal with no matter obstacle you are having in maybe today or maybe in the future. All right?
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay. Good. Great sharing from you. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, Mary.
Welcome, Dr. Fanny.
Uh,
Okay.
so we open the session to the audience. Do you have anything you'd like to share, Morgan? How do you feel? Okay, Morgan, how do you feel when you had been with me for one semester? How
Yeah,
do you
yeah,
feel
yeah,
the
yeah. Sure.
feedback or the approach,
Okay, sure.
Morgan?
Okay, first
Mm.
of all, I would like to
Can you try
thank
to
you,
on the
Dr.
camera,
Fanny, for
Morgan?
inviting me. Ah, can you hear that? Can you hear? Can you hear?
Yeah, Morgan, can you
Okay,
please try to on the
okay.
camera? Morgan, we'd
Oh,
like to
okay,
see
okay,
you.
okay.
Yeah, we'd like to
Sure.
see.
Okay,
We'd like to see. Okay. Uh,
Okay.
okay. Can you please adjust your laptop? Okay, sure.
Okay. Sure. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, first of all, I would like to thank you, Dr. Penny, for inviting me to this sharing session. Actually, I just sharing about the Telegram. how Dr. Penny using our lesson. Actually, I feel comfortable and less stressed when using Telegram platform. Okay, among the teachers, the biggest challenging we are facing is low internet when conducting online classes. So
Yes.
Telegram is a good platform and settle our internet problem through the internet and through the Telegram. We can send our voice recording, video recording. So when Dr. Fanny conducting online lesson through the Telegram, I feel so easy go through the topic. Actually, example, the instruction Dr. Fanny through the voice recording is very clear for us what to do on that day lesson. So using Telegram is one of the good method in online studies. So I feel less stress when using the Telegram because Dr. Fanny find teachers how to use the Telegram few classes. So now I'm also using in my students how to using the Telegram and Padlet also Padlet. So I feel it's good.
Wonderful. Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
I will have that also. Yes, wonderful. Anybody else? Thank you. Thank you, Morgan. Thank you. What about others? Do you have anything that you would like to share with us? It's okay. You can use Malay language. It doesn't matter.
It's
Any
okay, tak ada masalah. Sekiranya ada
masalah, you can just proceed.
nak berfungsi dalam bahasa Melayu pun boleh juga. It's not really a big matter.
Anybody else?
Hi, Doctor.
Oh, hi. Yes.
Yeah.
Takim, yes. Hi. Takim nak on camera tak?
Saya cuba sebab
Okay.
tak berapa stabil.
Yes. He's also one of my students who always didn't have stable internet connections.
I see.
Okay.
Dia Cik Takim cuba saja.
Let him try. Yes. Silakan.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Good evening.
Good evening.
My name Muhammad Hakim Zulkifli. I'm a PhD student in UPSI, University Pendidikan Sultan Idris. Okay, for this semester, I am taking research methodology in education as a compulsory subject for postgrad student, and my lecturer is Dr. Fanny Koo. Seen with Dr. Fanny, I can say that she is very committed, punctual, creative in teaching, and always give some space for students to improve either in class or outside of study time. We as a student feel so comfortable and always try to give our best. Low internet connection or low internet bandwidth is not an issue in my research class with Dr. Fanny because Dr. Fanny always have an alternative to continue the class session. She will use Telegram to continue our class. This was a new experience for me as well and my colleague during this semester. Okay, she never cancel the class and she will start the class right on time. Okay, normally we are using Google Meet as a platform to do a class session, but sometimes a few students from areas got a slow internet bandwidth and they cannot join the session because of the unstable connection. What Dr. Penny do is she use Telegram as a secondary platform to communicate and to share the learning materials in our Telegram group. This is convenient way to proceed without cancel the class. Okay. So interesting. She also consider the student who have problems with an internet connection to do the presentation. I still remember we changed the way to present our task, our assignment, our research proposal by using Telegram. We start with convert all PDF slide presentation to image and send it one by one with audio and explain the slide. Every student will see the slide clearly, will with recorded audio, and understand what have been presented by the presenter. I think this method is very clever because it does not disrupt the momentum of learning. At the same time, students will be more understanding as they will be able to see and hear the recorded audio clearly without interruption. Students also can see each material shared in a Telegram for future reference. Via Telegram as well, we were able to respond quickly without the need for strong internet access. I think using Telegram as an alternative platform is easier, quicker to respond, and can happen anywhere at any time. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. One of my PhD students who attended the research method class that I was conducting for this semester.
Thank you very much, Hakim,
Yeah,
for your
yes, thank you so much. He's one of the active, and he is the follow for the group as well. Okay, thank you so much for sharing. Thank you.
Okay,
what-
thank you.
Thank you. What about others? Is there any one of you would like to share? Anybody else? Comedy, would you like to share?
Hello, doctor.
Hello, dear. Baru nampak. Okay.
Hello,
I'm sorry.
doctor, and hello, everybody. Good day to
Yes.
all. I'm doing my master's second semester in UPSI, and also I did a
Can you
course
please
with
turn on the
Dr.
camera,
Penny.
please?
Yeah, I'm not wearing a proper
Okay,
attire one.
Okay, it's okay. Just come on. Okay.
Yeah. You can see me, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
No, why
All
we
right.
didn't see- Okay. Okay.
Okay. Okay, I would like to share my experience being in Dr. Fanny's class also first, and I'm also a teacher in a secondary school in Tapa.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
am from Perak, okay, and first I can actually compare. I shouldn't be doing that, but comparing from my first semester to second semester, I feel the difference from one lecturer to another. All the lecturers, especially I think I saw that from two lecturers. One is Professor Hassan and another one is Dr. Fanny. Actually, for Dr. Fanny herself, she always tried to improve our even small areas such as our forum, our individual class, and so. Actually, she made us to do better and better. She always asks us, and I think she PM me more than twice for our group work also. She asked me to, you can do this, you can do that. So in that way, I'm very much happy to be attending her class for this semester. I felt that I was not wrong to choose her class. In between two of the lecturers, I made a decision to enter Dr. Fanny's class. So it was a great experience being in her class. I think most of our classmates would agree that from the way she conduct the class, you know, her words will be crystal clear. From one word to one word, we don't have to say, doctor, we cannot hear you or what. No such thing I think ever happened. It's just like crystal clear. Each and every word of her will be like that powerful. She'll be very slow and steady in uttering each of the word that she wanted to deliver to us. So in that way, I think she made a great thing. She made a great job during my class, and even others would say so. So as a teacher in SMK Sritapa, I'm very young to that school. I'm the, you know, I have 3 years of experience being in that school only. That's my first government school. Before that, I worked in private schools after my graduation. I did my degree in Unicel, and currently I'm doing my master's in UPSI. So in government, it's slightly different from private to government. I think I'm still learning from what I listened from Sir Maling and also the others. I feel like, okay, I need to work more to be the super teacher. So I'm still new for this culture, maybe. Yes. So I'm here to learn to be a super teacher. At least I'll make my steps very closer. That's all from
Yes,
me, Doctor and
congratulations.
everybody. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Doctor.
Thank you very
Thank
much
you
for
very much for
sharing.
sharing.
Yes.
Thank
What
you.
about, yes, we shall call upon one more, please, before we end the sessions for this evening. Anybody else would like to share your experience being with me throughout the semester? Oh, they're very shy. Larry? Hello, Larry. Are you there? Or Josephine? Or your other friends? It doesn't matter. You can use Malay language to share with us. It's
Sure,
okay.
yeah, it's not a problem. You can use.
Yes.
Boleh saya guna
Just
bahasa
share.
Melayu
Just
untuk
share.
berkongsi pengalaman anda.
Berkongsi pengalaman saja. Ke malu-malu. Ha, tengok kembali tadi tak malu. Ah, tu dia Larry. Ha, yes, Larry. Tengok dia pun sedang ketawa. Dia pun ketawa juga. We cannot hear you, Larry. Tak dapat dengar, Larry.
Ya dengar kah?
Ah, dapat. Sekarang sudah dapat.
Ada sudah.
Okay.
Oke. Saya guna bahasa Melayu, boleh bahkan.
Ya, boleh. Dipersilakan.
Selamat malam dokter dan rekan-rekan semua. Oke.
Ya,
Okay. Since I'm not a teacher, so pengalaman ataupun macam mana perjalanan mengikuti sesi kuliah bersama Dr. Hanif. Okay. Dia punya perjalanan yang susah dipermudahkan, yang mudah dipermudahkan lagi. Contoh macam GM ada masalah, jadi kita beralih kepada Telegram, ataupun sudah di Telegram ada lagi tambahan di Padlet. Jadi
di Padlet, yes.
Begitu dibilang yang susah dipermudahkan, yang mudah dipermudahkan lagi. Sebab begitu mungkin di masa akan datang siapa tahu kan tiba-tiba akan jadi salah seorang cikgu juga.
Amin.
Iya, amin. Ya.
Thank you. Apa yang kami belajar daripada Dr. Fani, dia banyak bagi inspirasi macam mana untuk mempergunakan atau menggunakan kemudahan-kemudahan yang ada di sekeliling kita untuk melaksanakan sesi pembelajaran. Tidak semestinya kita hanya bergantung kepada Google Meet ataupun lebih-lebih sekarang musim COVID ada kuliah face to face ataupun depan punya. Jadi lebih kepada online. Jadi online ini banyak pilihan. Jadi Dr. Fani dia sudah macam merintis satu jalan macam bagi contoh kepada kami bagaimana untuk memberikan tunjuk ajar ataupun menjalankan sesi pembelajaran. Thank you.
Oke, terima kasih atas perkongsian Larry. Jadi untuk itu saya rasa itu saja perkongsian daripada pelajar saya bersama dengan Anda. So over to you, Mr. Alvin.
All right, sure. Okay, here for us both moderators, I'm Mr. Alvin and also Cikgu Maling. We are very privileged to have Dr. Fanny here today for our presentation on the topic of from supervision to supervision for super teachers in the future. So from her sharing, daripada sharing yang telah diberikan oleh Dr. Fanny, from her sharing, we can see that how she explore and she explains the characteristics of a super teacher and also how she portrayed herself being a super teacher. And also here we have a very strong testimony by her own pupils that she herself is a super teacher indeed. Dr. Fanny has been able to portray a good example as a super teacher. So if any of you agree with me, and if you can see that there's a high hand up symbol, okay, and if you agree with me, kalau semua setuju yang Dr. Fanny adalah satu contoh super teacher yang terbaik, kita semua angkat tangan. Okay, alright. So this we can see that yes, indeed, Dr. Fanny has done a very good job, and we have all of the supports by the pupils himself. And I also agree, Mr. Maling agrees that Dr. Fanny have done a very good job to portray herself as a super teacher. So before we would like to end this session, we would like to give very much great thanks to you, Doctor, and also to all of the audience here today to make this session a much more cheerful session instead of a too serious one. So it is a great session to be included in our International TS25 colloquium as one of the slots for our showcase. Cikgu Maling, is there anything else you would like to share?
Once again, everyone. So it's just a representative of the Daro District Education Office ataupun DPD Daro. I would like to extend a very much thank you to Dr. Fanny, okay, on all the students, all my friends actually, which is in the line, okay, for the great sharing, okay, and then also for your willingness, okay, to be with us. I know, and I so sure that you have a very packed schedule, but we are having great time, Doctor. Actually,
Yes,
when
sir.
I'm listening to you this evening, right, it seems like I'm hearing a lullaby actually. So I just can't,
Okay.
yeah,
I'm just,
respond.
what is that actually, Lalamai? I mean, can you please briefly share with us, or what is it actually?
What is that?
Lalamai, were you mentioning what? I used to
Lullaby.
hear a lullaby. I do not
Yeah,
understand.
yeah.
What is it?
Feeling like a
Uh,
lullaby.
it's like in Bahasa we call the Medayu-dayu. It's very clear, very
Ah,
precise. Yeah. Okay, so it's easy to catch. Okay, and for sure also, and hopefully one. I was hoping that it will be give impact also to the those who are those people who are listening to your session in
yes.
the real time. All right. Okay. So thank
Yeah,
you
yeah.
very much, Doctor. All right. Sincerely
Thank
for
you
being
very
able
much.
to play our role. Okay.
Okay, so I would like to have a simple request, please. Can we have a photo sessions?
All right, sure. For this request, as well as for us, the representative of the organizers from PPD Daro, we would like to request if everyone, those who are able, please turn on your camera for a moment so that we
Yes,
can
sure.
short screenshot on the screen. Okay, jangan malu-malu semua. Okay, kita tengok apa? Kita nak buat satu sesi screenshot untuk gambar bagi sesi ini. Okay, alright. Itu saja. Alright, and a few more students.
Thank you so much. Oh, mungkin ada
Alright,
yang
in the count, let us do this one more time. Okay, in the count of 3. So I'm going to have the screenshot. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Smile, everyone. Okay, sekali lagi. Okay, kita akan buat sesi. Kita angkat tangan. Thumbs up to Dr. Fanny, and for all who are attending. Okay, alright. In 3, 2, 1. Okay, awesome. Thank you very much
Thank you
for
so
all
much.
participating in this session. We as a representative, Mr. Maling and I, we are very grateful to have all of you here, and especially Dr. Fanny for a very inspiring and a very great sharing session on the topic of how to be a great super teacher. Anything
Yes,
else?
thank you so much, and thank you so much from all my students who's willing to be with us this evening. We really appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Stay safe.
Thank you,
and see you
Doctor.
soon. Thank you. All the best to everyone.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Goodbye.
Thank you,
Stay
Doctor.
safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Fanny, again once again.
Thank you, Doctor.